Now that's Cologne. Okay, the other one was Cologne. You can see there's not much left of the city. And by the way, this bridge was knocked out by the Germans, not by us, because they thought that would impede us coming into the city. So, and the picture on the screen here is much better, but you get an idea. And this is, I didn't want to show that picture for some reason. Okay, that is Dresden. And that was controversial because Dresden had no military significance whatsoever. It was clearly cultural. But they felt they had to force the German people into submission. And they finally did by the British destroyed Dresden. And we have a hard time with that because the Germans never bombed any American cities. But Britain was decimated by bombs. And so they were angry, as you could see. And they were not very sympathetic. We were a lot more sympathetic because, you know, they didn't do anything to us. We're just here to help our friends in Britain. So it's not our concern, but these color pictures are better because you can see the level of destruction. And there's Hamburg. I have a story. Can't think of his name because it's French, but there was a marriage between a German woman and I'm trying to think, he was African man. I can't remember where he was from, but he was French anyways. And they had a child who was mixed. And he wrote a book about his sojourn in Germany, and he said, before the war, people thought I was so cute. They just loved to put their hand on my head, that kinky, curly hair. Just loved, I was so cute. And then during the war, this is really an interesting story. During the war then, he signed up for the draft. And he said, we can't take you. You're black. We can't take you. He said, well, okay. So he went home and he tried again. The third time he tried, they took him. And he, walking home with his German uniform on and his rifle, he said, they're taking me. They're losing the war. They're really desperate. So he threw his gun and he threw his uniform away and went home to his mother, and he was in Hamburg. And so he was there when it was being bombed. And he did a really good job his name was Hans French, Musa Kwan or something like that. And did a really good job describing what it was like to survive in Hamburg during the war. But he said he made it through the war all right, ironically, because when we think of racism, we think of blacks, not Jews. But he said, I really had no problems in making it through the war, except they rejected him for the military several times. And otherwise, partially because there just was not that many blacks in Germany. So that wasn't a concern. And here's another example which you can see what's left of the beautiful buildings. I love German architecture, by the way. And I think it's tragic what they did to the cities.